surprised. What is that power that making Shiva to dance even in this state of pralayam? What gave life? And he says, Amma, one ray coming from one of the gems studded in your tatankam gave life to Shiva. What is the beauty? Not all the ornaments, not all the tatankam gems, one of the gem, not all the rays coming from the gem, one of the rays has power to give life to Lord Shiva. That is why Ratna Tatanka Ramyam, it gives the power of protection. All the ladies, after hearing this, at least now, you please see that this is not empty, this is not empty, this is not empty. Just for the sake of it, for 15 days you wear this much bangles on both hands. And one more thing, on the marriage time, on the baby shower time, you wear bangles. Why? Because it's auspicious. So you don't want auspiciousness to come on a daily basis, only on those days. So logically it isn't correct. In Sri Rangam, she's wearing Sri Chakras as Tatankam, Ambal. So that is the greatness of that Ratna Tatanka Ramyam. It gives peace to the people watching. Araktabham Trinetram Maranavandanam Ratna Tatanka Ramyam Hastambojaisa. Hastambojaisa. Hastamboja. The hands are like lotus. Ambu means water. It is coming from water. So tender. That's why when you are doing puja, you need to do so nicely, like the flower should be put like a dance posture. The sandalwood powder should be applied to the neck so smoothly, because even the load of flower can cause a dent on her body. Sukumari. Chatuddasa Bhuvanadishwari. Even a jasmine flower can be a heavy load for her on her beautiful skin. That is the description they give. That is why Hasta Amboja, they can compare with anything. Amboja is so sensitive, so smooth, so tender to bless the people. Hasta Amboja is a Pasha, Ankusha. 4 hands are there. On the left hand, Pasham. If anybody is in depression, recite Khadgamala. He'll put you back onto the life. She gives life. Because she is the one who gave life to the ash of Manmadha. Right? In the Lalita Sahasranam. Similarly, anybody depressed, Vishukra Prana Haranavara Hi Viranandita. You are with Vishukra. Shukra means Balam, Tejas. Vishukra, gone. At that time, she gives. Pasham is the interest for life, not passion also. Ankusham, and if you pray to her continuously, you don't need to worry about your life. That's why it's just like carrying a suitcase, traveling in a train. It's a foolish thing. In any way, train is taking you. Put the suitcase down and think about that source which is controlling everything. So the controller is also she, Ankusha. Hastambojaisa Pasha Ankusha Madanadhanu. And the left forehand, she is having a bow. What is the bow? Which agitates the mind. Madana. Nobody can bear her, banas. That's why it is told in Chandi part, Jnaninama Vijetanti Devi Bhagavati Sa Balada Akrushya Mohaya Mahamaya Prechati. Even the Jnanis, the Munis, Vishwamitra, Durvasa, great rishis, themselves fallen a prey to her games. So Madanadanu Sayakair. In her right hand, she is holding 5 banas, Pushpa Bana. They are Shabda, Spasa, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These Tanmatras, the 5 senses with which she is agitating the mind and putting them in the Pasha and then controlling them. What a beautiful game it is. And then, if you look at her form, She tells silently, my child, as long as you put your mind, it is Madanadanu, away from the senses, separate, this is called yoga. Don't try to join them. You can't bear even one bana from me, one arrow from me with bhoga. You forget your journey. As long as you separate this yoga, separate mind from the senses. But do your job. You cannot go away from that. Do your job without having a feeling of doership. That is what he says. So, Madanadanu Sayakair Vishfurantim. Don't focus on the form. She is greatly known by the tattvas of passion, control, separating the mind from the senses. This is the tattva. This is how this is greatly known. Vishpurantim apinottungavakshoruha kalatarotattaraharo. This apinottunga, her chest is compared with the waves coming from the ocean. Apinottunga, huge waves. What is the ocean? Karuna rasasagara, compassion. Compassion is boundless. There is no limit. And what is that compassion? You always remember my aunt used to tell the story. Here is the story which enhances the tattva of mother. There was a bad guy who was a drunkard, who was a gambler, who is a womanizer, spends all the money in the bad habits, hurts his mother constantly. Mother is pleading with him to follow the righteous life. He won't. And then he goes to that woman with whom he had a relationship constantly. One day, whether it happened or not, that's immaterial. It's a metaphor. But we need to know the tattva. One day, she asks more money. He steals from the house and takes all the money and gives to them. The mother will not have money to buy the food also. Then the second day, she asks for the heart of his mother. So he kills his mother, takes the heart and walks towards that lady. In the journey, he trips over a stone and about to fall. The heart starts to speak. Be careful, my son. Walk carefully. That means, even though he killed, the mother's heart is showing compassion. It may not be practical. Who cares? To enhance the greatness of motherhood. There is no better story than this. So, apinottunga vakshoruha. Compassion is compared to the full breast, the form she is having. Kalasalu tattaraharo dilangi. You remember? Previously we heard about srakbhushitam. Srak, that means hanging. Lotattara, hanging. Why they constantly say hanging? Because by hanging, we remember the neck. By neck, we remember the purpose of Khadgamala is to sever the neck from the body. And by that we remember, I need to separate my mind from my body. So, apinottunga vakshoraha kalatulatattara ujvalangim hara ujvalangim. So, whenever you go to a temple, kindly don't focus on the abharanas. There is every abharana we have tattva. We have big vadhyana for that Ambal. Don't look at the vadhyana and feel that I wish I had a vadhyana like that. No, it is refining. This Manipura chakra is for power hunger. By looking at my vadhyanam, that waist belt, you need to remember that I need to reduce and control my power hunger. That waist is not the form. Waist is a craving for power, craving for supremacy, craving that my word should be heard. And that is this much only. You need to control that. So that way, Kalasolotattara harojvalangim. The haras remind you of the purpose of Khadgamala. Harojvalangim Apinottungavakshorah Kalatrittarharojvalangim Dhyayed Amboruhasta. Sta means she is there. Amboruha, she is in lotus. Reminding you again, Sansara Pankanimagna Samudra Pandita, because I am sitting on a lotus, you are in a mud. Samsara Panka, hold my feet, remember me continuously. I will make you lotus. I'll lift you up from the mud. I won't remove you from the mud. This is the mud that I created. I created you. I am a Bhattarika. I am a Pandit. I will just get you up and make you a lotus. Because Amboru Hastam, Jayed Amboru Hastam. So, I need to remember a fire circle here. On the fire circle, there is a lotus. How can a lotus survive on a fire circle? That's different. Fire is my craving for power. And then at that point, Manipura Chakra, I imagine that red lotus, 10 petals. Manipura Chakram, 10 petals. And 10 petals, 5 Indriyas, Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas. On that, Mother is sitting.